Thank you, Randy. Thank you, folks. Thank you, Scout members of Troop 18. Nice to have you with us. Good luck with your car show tomorrow. Folks, turn out, show them the love. And we are ready to go racing here. Young Guns will be coming up first. Followed by the 6-shooters, Pure Stocks Minis, 40-lap laid Nastra Modifieds, and 50 laps for the race for the ring for the Nastra Modified Nastra Sportsman. So we'll see. We're doing all those shows. Probably follow this on Facebook Live at some point. YouTube. All right. The mastermind behind the... He's got his hat on. He's ready to go. He's ready to do the TV. Mark Beaudry does our Nastra Live Facebook page, YouTube broadcast for this race. It's on here now as we roll out the Young Guns. And Randy, you got your breath back?
Got it back, buddy. Ready to go. Thank you, everyone. That's a very special time for me, and I really appreciate all of your folks that are here. In the 16, ready for win number 2 if he can make it from the pole. Out of Palmer, Massachusetts, that's Hunter Duquette. Next on the grid, in the 57, out of Joffrey, New Hampshire, give it up for Marcus O'Neill. In the Love Bug, it's not got a 53 on the side of it, but it has got a 29 mass. That's Addison Brooks. Last week's winner and a 2-time winner with us this season, out of Keene, New Hampshire, that's Aaliyah Tacey. Also looking for another victory. He's been a great competitor all season. Out of Gill, Massachusetts, in the 8Z, that's Owen Zielinski. To his outside, to next position out on the track, because these don't start side by side. Uh-oh. Got a little debacle, a little shuffle going on here. We're going to continue. Out of Winchendon, Massachusetts, in the 30 is Emma Blake. Next on the grid, in the 01, out of Littleton, Massachusetts, give it up for Jamie Lynn Flannery. The 2 young guns from Lebanon, Maine. In the 28, that is Trevor Machad. And in the 81, joining us tonight here at the High Banks, that's Jalen Harris. Machad's got 1 win in the books. Well, Push Truck's going to see if he can get Hunter fired up here or get him going so he can rejoin the field. Duquette has a win this season here at the High Banks. Got him back under his own power. Push Truck's going to scoot back to his position just out of the paddock area. Exit. Hunter's got the 16 back up with steam. Going to be put back into his original position. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the stars of tomorrow. You'll see in multiple divisions as we've risen up through, you have seen young guns in Pro 4s, in Pure Stocks, in late models, modified, you name it. If it's got wheels on it, these kids are learning how to run it. And while we have a minute, before we get under green here, there's a special lady roaming her way through the stands, through the pits. She does the 50-50 raffle. She has a birthday coming up Tuesday. She's probably not going to be impressed that I know that. Now you do. But when you buy your 50-50 ticket, make sure you get Nicole to wish a happy birthday. All right, young guns down the backstretch. Looking to go green this time. 15 laps is their distance. Duquette Marcus O'Neill, Addison Brooks, Aaliyah Tacey, Owen Zielinski. Green is out, and the challenge goes to second spot as Duquette takes his lead and tries to run away with it.
Down the backstretch, Duquette has about an 8-car length lead, but a high line off of turn 4 ahead of O'Neill. Almost saw Emma turn that car around. She's starting to slow down a little bit down the backstretch. It's Duquette, O'Neill, Brooks, Tacey, and Zielinski leaving the rest of the field behind them. That looks like perhaps Michaud is going to be able to catch up, as will the 81, but it's going to be a little bit.
Emma Blake back here challenged by Michaud and Harris in the back. Now the challenge comes from third spot. Tacey looks to the inside of Brooks. Going into turn number 3, door handle to door handle.
Tacey takes the spot away from Addison as she moves into third, sets her sights on Marcus O'Neill. Marcus says he wants to win this one, but he's going to have to run to chase the 16 down. Whatever problems the 16 had getting himself started before we lined them all up, it's solved itself now, and he's running well up front. Caution is what the rest of the field's going to need to try to track him down.
Owen Zielinski in the 8Z, and now the challenge. He looks to challenge Brooks as Aaliyah Tacey dives under Marcus O'Neill, taking the second spot. Jordan Dorandel, here we go. Zielinski and Brooks. Holy moly, these young guns really looking to put the challenge on tonight.
Not afraid to race a little bit like the older drivers in the field, as Zielinski has been out of victory lane for several weeks now. Hasn't been able to jump out in front and run away as the rest of the drivers have gotten their racing legs under them, so to speak. Tacey still charging hard here in the 80, trying to run down Hunter Duquette. Up to third still is O'Neill. Zielinski goes fourth. Brooks is fifth as they come down the backstretch.
Down the straightaway, now the lead that Duquette had. Tacey's reeling him in. She's cut it down to almost a car length down here on the front stretch as they dive into 1 and 2. They're going to have the 30 of lap traffic to contend with. But now, Aaliyah Tacey almost cutting the corner. She's going to handle a little bit better. Hunter Duquette going high.
Went high to avoid the 30 car, almost came down on the 80 as he got himself back onto the racetrack in the racing groove. It's now Tacey getting a low line off of turn 2. Here she comes down the backstretch, looking for a pass in turn 3. Duquette goes up into the third groove. Tacey comes down to the bottom groove at the line. Duquette just by a nose.
Just by a nose, they're going to continue to battle into 1 and 2, and Tacey takes the lead as they go out of 2 down the backstretch. Now, here comes the 8Z setting his sights on the 57. He'd love to get at least to the podium tonight. Owen Zielinski, Marcus O'Neill. And now, can Duquette do anything about reeling back and letting Tacey? He'd love to taste victory, but I can tell you from talking to Aaliyah during the track party, she wants more every week.
Well, she does, and she's starting to stretch that lead a little bit here with 3 laps to go in this 15-lap event for the Young Guns. Aaliyah Tacey got it taken over where Owen Zielinski left off earlier in the season by running up the leads. Tacey's had 2 wins a week ago and 3 weeks ago. Zielinski hasn't won since back around the 20th of August. And right now, they're working 2 laps to go. Aaliyah's got to deal with the 0-1 of Jamie Lynn. Get by her before Jamie Lynn slides up and makes contact. She managed, oh. Yeah, okay, she's fine. And Zielinski has pulled out. Car is dead in the infield. He's not going to be in contention at all. The checkered flag for Aaliyah Tacey. And trouble for the 16. He drove off the top of turn 4, never got into it. So your top 3 will not be the 16. It'll be the 80, the 57, and the 29. tough break for Michaud. Car decided it does not want to go around turn 4, went up the banking, and over by the wall. The win goes to Aaliyah Tacey. Marcus O'Neill rolls into second spot. I think Addison is third. Addison, don't leave the track yet. Unless we were a lap beyond that, in which case the 16 did get second. Aaliyah Tacey on her victory lap. I don't think Brooks will be coming back out because she got the third spot. The 16 did not complete that last lap. He went off turn 4 up to the wall. Here comes Aaliyah. Pulls up to victory lane where Randy Wheelock is waiting.
All right, we're going to talk to Marcus O'Neill. Buddy, we talked earlier today. I'm going to hand you Miss M's water. She takes such great care of these drivers. Marcus O'Neill, what do you think of this one, dog?
It was a very good race. I thought I was going to get third, but 16 overdrove and almost went straight head on into the wall. Surprised I got second. Car got very tight. It was a crazy race.
Who helped you get it here, Marcus?
JC Fabrications, my dad.
Catch your breath. You can do that, buddy. That's a lot of work out there.
And thanks for everyone who signed my hood.
There you go. All the autographs on the hood. Marcus O'Neill, position number 2. We're going to go talk to your winner first. We'll get Addison in just a minute. Win number 3. She's going to crank it out the window. Get you ready to go. Give it up for Aaliyah Tacey and her fan club. Kiddo, come on over here. Let those fans that have been cheering you on, a little bow from them, a little bow to them. What do you think? Win number 3, kid.
Oh my God, you have no idea how excited I am. I was so nervous for this race because I was like, oh God, I'm starting in the back. I've got really good drivers in front of me. They're all gonna start off really good. I just gotta, get a plan set. Car ran great. We got brand new tires on that thing and it feels great.
New spark plugs too, it didn't hurt it.
Heck no, it didn't. I want to thank my mom. She's my biggest supporter. We got Jake's 5-star, Twisted Graphics, the Robinsons, Ben Kalansky, and everybody else who helped with my car. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Aaliyah Tacey, victory lane. All right, we're over here in Photographic Alley, it looks like. So, you got a little something to share with the fans, or did you not bring it up? The fathead, what happened to it?
Oh, man.
That's okay. So, there we go. Hey, Dad's here in spirit, guys.
No, he's right here.
Hey, you made it, you goofball. Adam, what do you say to this young lady, man? Wheeled a car here for a lot of years. She got anything but talent out of your right foot.
I don't know if I'd call it talent for me, but no, she does great, and it's really exciting to watch her. What's nice is she actually listens.
A kid that listens? Wait a minute here.
It's hard to believe. She doesn't listen at home, but she listens here, which is good. No, she's a great kid. She's doing great kid, and she does great in sports and does great in school, and she's just a pleasure to let her do this.
You got a grin from ear to ear. Did you really think you didn't have third spot?
No, I didn't. On the radio, I heard 29 miles go to tech, so I just went, and then they were like, 29, get back out here. So I just was like, okay. So I thought I had third when I saw 16 go into the wall, and I was like, oops. So anyways, I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Manette Property Solutions, Brooks Automotive, Paterni's Auto Repair, Days Repair, Ragers Edge Barbershop, and Patriot Designs. And I'd like to thank my dad, my cousin Andy, his girlfriend Lindsay, all my family that came out, my Uncle Joe for letting me drive the bug. I don't know if y'all see this next year, but hey, try to come back next week. We'll be here.
Next week, Addison Brooks in for third.
Okay. That's Leah's mom walking. Mom doesn't get to carry the trophy in, Aaliyah does. All right, so Aaliyah's taking her trophy with her, and kind of looks like Marcus is taking his trophy with him in the car, so they know where they are. Meanwhile, Mom and Dad's head into the pits as we bring the 6 shooters out for tonight's 25 lap feature. And as Addison takes the 29 Mass into pits with her surprise third place finish, our 6 shooters roll onto the track. There is, in fact, a 6 shooters point championship here at Monadnock, and currently leading the points is Steve Miller Jr. in car 79, who is at the moment the pole sitter for this event out of Grantham, New Hampshire, in the Harpoon Brewery Grand Wine and Spirits entry. Harpoon Brewery, by the way, not a bad place to stop if you're roaming around the Windsor area. Starting in second, coming over from Pelham, New Hampshire, that's Michael Yetton, driving the MTM Flooring Pioneer Automotive 6-cylinder. Starting in the third spot is the 69, that's Steve Miller Sr., oddly enough also from Grantham, New Hampshire. Steve Miller Sr. third in points in the 6-shooter competition. Car number 68, another Harpoon Brewery, Milne Travel entry. And on the outside, that's the 51 for Garrett Barry. Here they come. Green is out. If Barry gets off to a hard start, the car won't go for him. And again, he has the same problem he had in his qualifier. The Whately Mass driver drives it right straight into the pits. So it's going to be Michael Yetton and the Millers for 25 laps here. And right now, it's Miller Jr. leading lap 1. Yetton on the outside. And the 51 still with us, but he's going to be overtaken on lap number 2 by the charging Miller-Yetton clan. Steve Miller looking for his 4th win of the year here at Monadnock. One reason why he's leading points by 10 points over John Voorhees. 51 gets up and gets out of the way as the Millers and Yetton go by.
Gangster Love in the 79. Trying to stretch out his lead over Dad. Steve Miller Jr., Steve Miller Sr., Michael Yetton, holy moly, wheels the 25 to the back bumper of the 68. But that car's just not hooked up here for the high banks. I don't think the left rear, David, is touching, and he almost touches the backstretch wall.
Pushing hard to stay with the Millers, who have been dominant at Claremont as well. Yetton hasn't had a bad season over on the East Coast at Lee and Hudson, but hasn't made as many trips over here to Monadnock to get a feel for what the track is like and get his car set up for it, where the Millers have had track time last year and this year as well.
They call Dad the Space Cowboy in the 68. He's trying to reel in his son, Steve Miller Sr., trying to get to the back bumper of the 79 of Junior. Michael Yetton still trying to work the high banks here at Monadnock Speedway, trying to get to the Millers with laps winding down. Steve Miller Jr. still out in front. Miller Sr. looking to get to him to see if Dad maybe he's got something to challenge the son for.
Well, we'll find out what they can do. Yetton losing ground a little bit as the Millers continue their charge towards the front. Not up to the halfway mark just yet. Working lap 11 right now. Miller Sr. trying to pick it off a bumper length at a time, probably closest coming off of turn 4. But if you can gain that much ground and get up onto your son's back bumper, or the opposing driver's back bumper in this case.
Talked with the Millers during the track party. They're definitely two interesting gentlemen. Now the challenge. Miller Sr. looks to the inside. Got the speed bump alley coming around 3 and 4. Shook up that run, but now coming down the backstretch. Miller Sr. going to try Junior on the inside one more time.
He's figured out how to cut the margin coming off of turn 4, as many of our top drivers over the past 50 seasons have figured out. I'll leave out the first season because that was dirt, and the track was a whole lot different. Here comes Senior again. Junior getting a little bit wide. Maybe that he's heating those tires up a little bit. We're on lap 15 out of 25. Let's see what happens this time. Junior goes up. No, he comes down, shuts the door for the old man, but almost didn't. Let's see who is craftier.
Either one of these gentlemen have been, like you said, David, dominating at the Claremont Motorsports Park. And Michael Yetton, I've seen him at Lee USA Speedway. He'll run that car for everything he's got to get to the front. He's tried multiples of times, yet to have a win yet in the season. I'm not sure if he's had a victory at the Hudson International Speedway. Really squirrely coming off of turn number 2.
With fewer laps coming down now, the Millers close in on the Berry machine again. Garrett Berry probably going to look if he can dig deep and get something out of that for next season.
Not sure he's had a lot of time to adjust on that 51 car, but he's out here in competition trying to give it the best that he can. And right now it's the Miller show. Steve Miller Jr., Steve Sr., Gangster Love against the Space Cowboy. As we count them down, 19, we're on lap 19, that time of 25. Not sure Dad's got anything left for son, but he's keep working the wheel. He's not going to give up trying for sure.
Well, he's certainly working turn 4 better than Junior is, and this time closes in going into turn 1. It's getting off a 2. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Maybe he has a shot at it. He could end up making a race out of it here before this one's over. They're working lap 21. They'll complete 21 across the stripe with 4 to go. Either Dad's toying with Junior or Junior's toying with Dad just to see what they've got left, but we'll find out here shortly. Down to complete 23, and they'll have 2 to go next time they come around the track.
Gangster Love, the Space Cowboy, being shown double popsicle sticks. 2 laps left in this event. 25's the distance. If Dad's got anything for Son, he's going to have to turn up the wick on the 68 to get him back in shape. Steve Miller Jr. coming down to the white flag, this time by Chris Horton says, you got 1 lap to get it done, Dad. Miller Jr. in the 79. Miller Sr. in the 68. Michael Yetton in the 25. Coming to the checkers, it's Steve Miller Jr. Steve Miller Sr., Michael Yetton. And the 51 of Garrett Berry out of Whately, Massachusetts will round out the field. Wonder what the discussion on the backstretch is. Miller Jr. has seen victory lane here at the High Banks before. No stranger to victory lane, either one of these gentlemen. And Dave Sutherland's going to head trackside to talk to the top 3.
Well, first guy out is Michael Yetton. Hard to watch him race away from you, but he gave a college try there.
Yeah, no, I'm horrible. I mean, I have 40 less horsepower than them, and I suck driving here. I'm not good in turn 3. Thank you, MTM Flooring, Pioneer Automotive, Torromeo Industries, Eagle Aviation, and John and my dad for coming here today. Thank you. Nice
to have you over here. Good luck on the East Coast.
Thank you.
And out of here, Steve Sr., you're saying to me you pulled up not quite enough, but you look really good in turn 4.
Yeah, I was all over him with about 5 to go, but I just couldn't put it under him. I just couldn't quite get there. I gave it everything I had. Hopefully it was a decent show, even with only 4 cars. These front 3 are really tight and competitive, so it makes it a lot of fun for us.
Well, at least you guys had a good time. We'll find out how the Gangster Love did in a minute. Yeah. How's the whole season been going?
Unbelievably well. As you know, I'm leading the points in Claremont. My son is second, and this is really our first full season. I did about half a season last year, so we're both very new to this and just having a lot of fun with it. That's what it's really all about. We came into it to have fun, and that's what we're doing. That's why we're traveling around to different tracks and trying to play with others and get out and do this together.
Plays well with others. And there he is, the Gangsta Love. He's got a 4th win of the season, Steve Miller Jr. Hey, the old man was breathing but not banging on your bumper.
Well, you know, over here at Monadnock, I'm the king. He's the second place. Not so much in Claremont. He got first last night, I got second, but I'm glad we could do it 2 nights in a row with a different outcome this time, me up front. But I love coming here. I think I just pulled track champion with the win tonight for this year, which is awesome for my rookie season. I'd like to thank Judd's Automotive, Fire It Up, Smoking Hogs for the sponsors. Got to give a big thank you to my dad, my mom, and Nora over there for coming out to support me tonight, and it's been a great year.
There you go. Steve Miller Jr. picks up 4th wins and the 6-cylinder championship here on the High Banks.
All right, next on tap, 25 laps, pure stocks tonight. 13 strong, ready to go here at the High Banks. If you haven't had a moment, please feel free to stop underneath the tower, get your souvenir from the Monadnock Speedway. We'd love to have you take one home. Remember us if you're a regular. We love having you here. And if you're a visitor for your first time, you're very welcome. And welcome to the high banks of Monadnock Speedway. Gonna clear victory lane, get all the photos taken. And get ready for pure stock action. All right, we'll start getting them rolling. So when we do clear victory lane, we can get them ready to do their 25-lap feature. Starting on the pole out of Rutland, Massachusetts, we affectionately call him Fast Eddie. And out, ready to go, former Young Gun. In the 7Z, give it up for Zach Zielinski. Former track champion from here in Winchester, he calls home. In the 16, give it up for Chris Davis. In the 21, got a newcomer to this field, looked really good and solid in heat racing. That is Matt Croto. In the 72, a longtime competitor out of Keene, New Hampshire, that is Carter Chamberlain. Steve Miller giving us a little smoke show as he leaves victory lane. In the 08, looking for victory lane for sure. Out of Keene, New Hampshire, that is William Graham. Tonight, just so you're aware, we have an honorary starter. William Graham's son lost a sibling, Father Chu, cancer last night. So in his honor, his son is going to be sending these gentlemen and ladies off to victory with a green flag or wave. Next up on the grid, out of Turners Falls, Massachusetts, the Doug's Auto Body sponsored 45 for J.D. Stockwell. Looked really solid in the heat race, took second position. Out of Springfield, New Hampshire, in the 38, that is Jim Rhodes. Dominic Stafford pilots the 56S. Former Young Gun out of Millers Falls, Mass, looking to make the challenge. Former Young Gun right behind him in the 57 out of Ashburnham, Mass. That's Tegan Edson. Next on the grid in the 29 out of Winchendon, Massachusetts, that is Chris Higbee. And please welcome back in the 6th New Hampshire. We've kind of missed him. I don't know what he's been doing. We didn't get a chance to chat very much, but that's Ryan Lawless in the 6th New Hampshire. And in the 7, welcome from Richmond, New Hampshire, the 7M of Zachary Garrow. Race control, getting the lineup squared away, making sure everybody's in their right spot. We're getting ready to go 25 laps feature event. Both of those young men on the pole would love to take the victory from the front row. Fast Eddie, been multiple time victor in the Young Gun. Zach Zielinski already has pure stock win number 1 under his belt, but the gentleman behind him will have something to say about it for sure. Field being given a double upside. Chris Horton, your flagman, will tell them to double up. The young gentleman, please let your hearts be shown to him in honor of a cancer victim. If you've been part of it, you know how mean that stuff is.
Well, this is going to be an important race because right now J.D. Stockwell and Chris Davis are tied for the point lead with Zach Zielinski in 3rd, Graham 4th, and Zach Phillips 5th. And Zach is done for the season. Car broke, and he's off playing football, so he'll drop out of the top 5. Here's the green. Here they come. Looking inside, Davis tried to go down underneath Eddie P, but he couldn't do it. On the outside, Zielinski. Here comes Graham up the backstretch. JD coming out of the middle of the pack, charging down into the 5th spot. Make that 6. Your leader will be Eddie P.
J.D. Stockwell making it 3 wide on the backstretch. Now the challenge. Graham, contact with Eddie. Oh, something has gone awry in the 24, and Zielinski will overtake the lead. Davis in second, Graham, and here comes the hard charger, the Massachusetts Missile, J.D. Stockwell. J.D. all over the bumper of the 08 of Graham. He's looking to get to the inside this time. Graham not going to open the door. Zielinski will lead at the line.
Zielinski takes him down into turn 1 here on lap 4 with Davis on his bumper. Then it's Graham and J.D. Stockwell. Eddie P., whatever that contact was, his car has slowed substantially. Croto's trying to get him on the outside. Rhodes is on his back bumper. And Carter Chamberlain leads the back of the field as they come down the front stretch, a half a lap behind your leaders. Davis looks inside. Turn 4, Zielinski gives him no room. Davis can't get low enough, and they come to the stripe to complete 5.
J.D. Stockwell and Chris Davis in a points battle, tied together right now, but the challenge is going to be second and third. Zielinski now feeling the heat of Davis. Cuts down on the middle, shuts the door closed. Davis still trying to make an attempt as they go into turn 1 and 2.
Davis slides down to the low groove and gets underneath cleanly this time. And here comes J.D. down into turn 3. It's Davis, Stockwell, Zielinski on the outside groove, and then Graham. They line it up down the front stretch. Here comes Eddie P. with Rhodes and Croto chasing him. That could change the top 5 before they're done.
Nose to tail for the top spots, 1 through 4. J.D. Stockwell working the back bumper of the 16 of Chris Davis. Looking to turn the wick up. Stockwell in the stalking mode. Looks to the outside of Davis as they come down the backstretch. Will he slingshot and drive underneath him? He's going to wait for his opportunity, watching Davis's line. Stockwell coming accomplished in his task.
Stockwell, the relative rookie. Davis, the multiple-time champion, defending Pure Stock champion right now. And Stockwell going after him from the backside again, coming down to the stripe here to complete 10 laps, 15 to go. Stockwell still not able to get by. Remember, they're tied for the point lead.
Points battle and a battle on the track. Sizing him up, Stockwell on the back bumper of the 16, looking to point the 45 to victory lane. Would love to take the lead going into championship weekend next Saturday here at the High Banks.
Davis making a line going into the corners. It makes it hard for Stockwell to dive low without getting onto the speed humps. That car's sticking well. That's what they need right now, as the rest of the field is going to be playing a little havoc with them. Next time by, it'll be halfway. Stockwell bounces off the back bumper of Davis going into turn 1, bangs on the bumper going into 3, and off the corner they come. He's trying to look inside. Davis drops down. Stockwell down inside, got some sideways again, and Davis pulls away as Stockwell has to check up.
Coming up on the lap traffic, will that play into this event? It sure seems to in every other race we've seen here at the High Banks this season. Now Stockwell on the back bumper. Maybe he uses the lap traffic as a spot to get through. Looking to the inside, going to come up between Lawless and Higbee. Side by side, your leaders for the field.
Down through the field, they go 3 wide. Davis is forced to the high side as Stockwell goes underneath on the backstretch. Now works traffic again, 3 wide. Higbee sideways, pieces flying off a car somewhere. Completing 16, it'll be Stockwell, your leader, with Davis running second. Everybody else is out of the picture. Third is Graham, fourth is Zielinski.
Looking for clean air, as they say. In the 45, J.D. Stockwell is your leader. Chris Davis still mired in traffic, looking to come to work the outside as he goes by Chamberlain and Tegan Edson. Now, can he reel him back in? But William Graham having a tough time getting through lap traffic.
Both drivers having to work traffic. Graham goes high around the lap field coming off of turn 4. Davis is going to have to hustle with 6.5 laps left to try to run down to 45. They probably will not run into traffic again, which would give Davis a chance to close in on Stockwell. Stockwell tried hard using the bumper, then it finally was traffic that gave him the break he needed.
J.D. Stockwell super slides out of turn number 2, and was that to his advantage? Maybe that right rear is starting to go away a little bit. The gap between first and second is now only about 4 car lengths.
5 laps to go for J.D. Stockwell to pick up another victory here this season. He's been pretty good at it and pick up the point lead. 3 wins so far for Stockwell. More than that at Claremont. Stockwell, the dominant pure stocker here on the east side. Trouble way up in the banking. Croto, who was looking pretty good, just suddenly disappeared up above the yellow line, but he's back in line now. Stockwell, Davis, Graham breaking away from Zielinski. Then you've got a group of lapped cars, and it's Eddie P all by him. No, make that Rhodes, then Eddie P. And then the 21 of Croto may still be in the hunt here. 2 laps left, 2 to go. J.D. Stockwell looking to pick up the 2 points he needs to take over the point lead from the defending champion Chris Davis with 1 race left. White flag. Stockwell stretches it out. Davis has still got to hold his spot because Graham is charging on. Graham gets by him and takes away a spot. Then Davis falls 2 points back. Checkered flag is waiting now for your leader, J.D. Stockwell. Win number 4. Point lead. Davis second. Graham third. Banging on Davis's bumper, crossing the stripe. Whoa. It took 16 laps for Stockwell to find the daylight to get around Davis. Zielinski a distant 4th, and Eddie P hung in there to pick up the 5 spot. So unofficially, J.D. Stockwell collects 2 more points than the defending champion does and moves into the point lead. The defending champion 2 points back, and Stockwell has his 4th win of the season and ready to take his 4th victory lap here on the high banks. And as soon as all the cars clear, Randy will head down there. Did not want to risk having his toes run over. And then we'll be getting set for our mini stock 25 lap event when we're done with Victory Lane here.
All right, we'll start with our 3rd place podium finisher, William Graham. Buddy, you worked the wheel out of that one.
She was coming back around towards the end. I got to fix the setup a little bit better because it definitely was better at the end. And maybe we'll have something from top 2. JD's real fast, but I was all over Chris, and I'm happy for that because they're both fast. And,
who helped you get it here, buddy?
I got all my friends and family, my girlfriend, all my kids. And last night, Last night, my father-in-law passed away to cancer. So this one's for him.
Great job, William Graham. Well, young feller, Chris Davis, you worked it, trapped you in lap traffic, used it as a trick, and man, you were still trying to reel him back in. A couple more laps, maybe you'd have got.
Yeah, it looked like you were starting to get a little bit loose, but so was I, so I couldn't really capitalize on it. And hats off to him. It's kind of shaping up to be a good battle for the points, and I just want to thank everybody that's helped me. Thank Kevin. He helps me every week. My girlfriend, the kids, my sponsors, Monadnock Jewelry, Jack of All Blades, Phillips Design, Honda of Keene. Probably forgot one, but it's going to be a fun day this weekend.
Looking forward to next Saturday. Chris Davis in for 2nd spot. Get over here, bud. They want to see who you are. Victory lane belongs to J.D. Stockwell.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how I'm here, but...
Doesn't matter, does it?
Not really, as long as I'm here.
Who helps you get it here? Other than mom and dad, man, you've got sponsor city on this thing. You got to think that there's someone special that you've been racing for. I thought your grandma was going to come out of her shoes over here.
Yeah, I bet she was about to, but obviously I have to thank my mom, my dad, and my grandma, especially my grandma. She helps with a lot of stuff with getting me here. Doug from Doug's Auto Body, The Steel Shed, Pioneer Valley Tire, Miss Sims Photography, Fleming Family Racing, the Turn 4 podcast, anyone that I missed, Andrea, the track, and all the fans for coming out here and supporting us.
And you take over the points lead going into championship next Saturday. That's got to have a little bit of uneasiness, or does it have, I'm going to win this?
Oh, it's a lot of both, because going into this, starting way back in the field, I didn't think I'd get there. And, well, I guess I got there, so I'll have a lot of confidence going into next week.
Lots of confidence going into championship weekend. The Massachusetts Missile, J.D. Stockwell.
All right, mini stocks will be up for their 25-lapper. Coming into tonight's event, of course, Gordon Farnham with a substantial 98-point lead in the points over Kevin Clayton, his teammate. Kevin Clayton is just 10 points up on Cameron Sontag, and Kevin McKnight is not far away, about 52 points out of second place. No one is going to probably catch Gordon this year. Gordon had 10 wins the last time out. He's looking for 11. The season record, I believe, is 11. So here they come. They're working their way down the backstretch. We'll get some of this lineup for you as they get set, and we clear victory lane of our pure stockers, or done stocking for the day. Gordon Farnham, as I said, going for his 11th win this year, this season. The record in 1 year is 14, I believe. I have to go back to the record books, but there are two drivers that have had 14 wins in a year. Maybe it was 16 now. Sitting on the pole this time, out of Athol, Massachusetts, in the 25. That'll be Tim Griffith in the A&O Driving School Griffith Rubbish Removal mini stock. Next to him in the 76 from Orange, Massachusetts, in the Outback Auto Honda. That'll be our third place point getter this season, make that our fourth place point getter this season. Of course, Kevin McKnight. McKnight's probably one of the veterans in the mini stock division now. Starting third will be Cameron Sontag in the 13 out of Sterling, Mass. The Sontag Well and Pump James Monroe Wire and Cable mini stock. Next to him in the 48 out of Winchendon, Massachusetts, a hometown Irving JM North of the Border Farnham Motorsports machine is Kevin Clayton. Starting fifth will be our point leader from Fitzwilliam, New Hampshire, in the 46, the Farnham Motorsports Phillips Design racer for Gordon Farnham. Next on the grid in the sixth starting spot, that's the 69Z from Baldwinville, Massachusetts, Louis Mayer, our defending champion. Louis has not had a great season, as he said during our track party. So he's coming to race to work out the issues with the vehicle. Starting seventh, it's Chris Sontag, the rookie. One victory so far this year out of Sterling, Mass. And the other Sontag Well and Pump James Monroe Wire and Cable entry. Starting in the eighth spot, first time on the high banks in a race car from Athol, Massachusetts. This is Tommy McGowan in the Wrights Welding number 5M. A week ago, that was the 36 of Jeff Heath. That got sold during the week. Starting ninth in the 33 from Keene, New Hampshire. He's probably the oldest guy out there. That's Billy Chafee. And starting, did he make it? Yes, in 10th starting spot out of Fitzwilliam, New Hampshire. Trying to get the car to work the way he wants it to. The AES sheet metal mini stock for Ricky Whipple. 25 laps the distance. Will we see a new face in victory lane? As we said, coming in, Gordon Farnham, your point leader by 98 points. Farnham, Clayton, Cameron Sontag, Kevin McKnight, Jeff Aslin, your top 5. Jeff's not here. Top 10, Chris Sontag, Jeff Heath, not here anymore. Tim Griffith, Louis Mayer, and Dion Russell, who also has only been a part-time competitor. So there will be some changes at the top of the heap tonight. And tomorrow, or should I say next Saturday for Championship Day. Remember, next Saturday we start at 2 o'clock. This time next Saturday we probably will not be here, so don't try to come for 6 o'clock. You'll miss everything. All right, pace truck is sent off. Lights are out. Tim Griffith and Kevin McKnight set to do battle. Kevin is usually quick on the start, but he's starting on the outside this time, not on the inside. Cameron Sontag, Kevin Clayton sitting in 3 and 4. Here they come. They're into the restart zone. Looking for the green. There it is. Here we come. Banging together. And all the way around goes Tim Griffith as he makes contact with the 76 just as they come down to start. Well, that changes everything, especially for Tim Griffith.
Bumping and jamming, banging across. And McKnight and Griffith come in contact with each other. Griffith gets the worst of that deal for sure. Looks like he's going to go to have a look here.
Either have a look or just get him behind the pace truck.
Yep. Tucking back in, get his spot back.
Well, will he get his spot
back? Or
back?
will he get his spot back? He brought the caution out. Usually that makes them tail of the field.
We'll see once they get things squared away. No laps complete. Getting chided a little bit for not keeping up their pace to get the starts going. We'll see what that does. And, of course, the 25 has to go to the rear because he was the caution car. And the 76.
It looks like Cameron Sontag's going to get penalized for his actions in that, according to race control.
So he must have gotten into the back of the...
pushed the 25 just a little too hard to the start, for sure.
Well, I think what actually happens is that 70... There's a little more experience behind the wheel in the 13, and he was on the gas when the green came out. The 25 didn't gas hard enough, and as a result, got turned around. But that's what happens in racing. It still keeps the 7. It looked like the 76 was there, but I think that contact between 13 and 25 bumped into the 76 as he was hitting the gas. So now we'll double him up again. Pace truck's off. Everybody's racing down to get ready to go.
All right, 76 of McKnight. Kevin Clayton to the outside. Gordon Farnham, Louis Mayer, Billy Chafee, and Chris Sontag.
All right, a better, slower start this time. Here they come, Kevin Clayton and Kevin McKnight. Pair of Kevins up front, and right on their bumper, the 46 and the 69, chafing at the bit to go. Down the backstretch, 5 cars fighting for the lead. Up on the high side, the 48. Down low, the 76. To the line, it'll be McKnight, Clayton, and Farnham.
McKnight looking to get victory number 1 He's got Farnham all over the back bumper. Kevin Clayton to the outside. Louis Mayer coming into the mix. But look at Cameron Sontag in the 13. He's driving like he's on a mission now.
He was fast in qualifying. He jumped out of the back of the pack and ran to the top 6 without even blinking an eye. Right now, Kevin Clayton's gets shuffled to the outside. Sontag's going to jump in and grab that spot as they go down the front stretch. Right now it's McKnight. He's got Gordon Farnham right on his bumper down the backstretch. Here comes Gordon, looks inside, goes to the bottom, a little tap in the back, looks low. Clayton comes, no. Knight comes down, shuts the door again. Gordon, Louis Mayer, and Sontag now 4th as they fight for that spot. McKnight trying to hold on, a little tap from Gordon, moves him up the banking, and here comes Gordon. He's got the lead on lap 5.
Gordon Farnham looking to stretch out the points lead. Kevin McKnight, Louis Mayer, and Cameron Sontag. Now the battle is further back between Christopher Sontag and Kevin Clayton, the 12 and the 48. 48 bumps Christopher, just gets him loose and takes over spot number 4.
And up front of them, Cameron Sontag tried to get underneath Louis Mayer. There was a little contact. He had to drop low. Louis Mayer working on McKnight right now for 2nd spot. Meantime, Gordon's just pulling away. He'll wave bye-bye and go have a cup of coffee while the rest of them race. As they come underneath, look out, Billy! Here comes the leader.
Oh, lap traffic almost played a role there. Billy Chafee got wisely down to the bottom, but now does he have the challenge? Cameron Sontag looking to the back of the 76, trying to get position number 3.
Coming back to 48 of Kevin Clayton, moved back into 5th place after being back as far as 6th. Louis Mayer trying to run down the 46 of Gordon Farnham here on lap 10. If the 76 isn't going to go high, then Sontag runs to the outside. They're going to run door to door into turn 2, and Cameron Sontag rides into 3rd down the backstretch.
Cameron Sontag in the 13 now would like to reel your leaders coming up on the back of Louis Mayer as they go into 1 and 2. Gordon Farnham is still your leader coming up on the lap traffic. The 5M will stay to the bottom, getting the passing flag. His experience comes from the Dwarf Car Series, now running a mini stock that Jeff Heath used to run. Lots of lap time as that 5M had here at the High Banks.
Gordon Farnham bringing him down to complete 13 at the halfway mark. Passing flag for the 5 as the 13 gets a shot from Kevin Clayton coming down the front chute. Clayton wants to move into 3rd place, and he's literally pushing the 13 down the chute. That car went away on him. Now it's coming back. Cameron's not going to stop with there. This time he goes by, and something's wrong with Sontag's car. He is suddenly slowed. Maybe that tap in the back was something that did damage, because now that 13 is down to a crawl on the backstretch here on lap 16.
Tough break. Cameron Sontag was running out there with the leaders, had made a charge back to the front, now in the infield with the car just shut off.
He's going to have to watch this all the way now, because it's a 2-car race up front between Louis Mayer, the defending champion, and Gordon Farnham, the wannabe champion, who finished 2nd to him last year. So they're going to reverse roles this year no matter what happens. Louis won't be 2nd in points. Kevin Clayton most likely will be, but that's not over with yet. I mean, he will be, because he's 98 points behind, and he's not has a chance to catch up in one more race. But it's Farnham going for win number 11.
Sweeping through the corner, coming out of 4, the 12 of Christopher Sontag. Man, he's making the challenge for the 76. He'd love to get up through the field, and now that car seems to be working really well on the top line.
76 doing what he can to shorten the racetrack so that Sontag can't get by, but he does, and he's moved into 4th place. We've got 20 to go as they cross the stripe this time. Into the infield goes Billy Chafee. He shuts her down fast. And Louis Mayer, before they got up behind the McGowan machine, looked like he might have a shot at getting down onto the 46's bumper, but right now it's not going to happen. They've got a straightaway lead on the third-place car of Kevin Clayton as they work lap 22.
Gordon Farnham stretching out that lead. Looks like the lap traffic gives Louis Mayer a little bit of an advantage, shutting it down to only a 2-car lead. But does he have enough to get to Farnham?
He's going to try hard. Goes way up. Louis Mayer had to go high to go around Tim Griffith. He had a shot at him. Now he's got 2 laps and less than that to catch up.
Gordon Farnham, your leader in the 46, Louis Mayer in the 69, and then Kevin Clayton in the 48 is your third place. White flag is out. Farnham continuing to work through the middle, down the back stretch. Mayer now can't close that gap, or can he? Farnham coming to the checkers, takes the win. Louis Mayer, Kevin Clayton, Christopher Sontag, and Kevin McKnight. They will round out victory lane. Gordon Farnham had his best challenge from a gentleman from the Hudson area in the 41 a couple of weeks ago. They were really, if there was a few more laps left, maybe, just maybe, Gordon wouldn't have had that victory. We're going to send it trackside as Dave Sutherland makes his way there into victory lane.
All right, Louis Mayer climbing out finally. You'd think he was an old man. So we had a discussion during the party that the car wasn't quite right, and you were showed off because it wasn't doing all that well. But tonight it looked like you had a couple of shots at trying to catch Gordon.
Nah, I didn't have a chance to catch him. He's just too fast right now. He's got that car figured out. I'm still struggling a little bit. It was a lot better tonight than it has been all year. I want to thank Gordon for all his help in the pits, Kevin for all his help, my wife, and my son, my little baby girl over there. I'm going to thank them for letting me work on this till 11 last night. I want to thank all the fans for coming out. I want to thank Norm, Jeff, Michelle, and their crew for putting the racing on every week. I'll see you next week.
See you next week. Louis Mayer, Kevin Clayton. Man, you were having a heated discussion there with Chris about what happened with Cameron Sontag.
Well, I weren't sure. Coming out of one of the turns, I thumped into him pretty hard, and it was like, oh, God. And then I was asking him if, something was wrong, and he said, then he pointed to the car. It died. Yeah.
So it was dying when you hit him rather than accelerating when you wanted it to. But you fell back to like sixth, and the car seemed to come alive in the second half of the race.
Actually, I guess I kind of decided to come alive myself, huh?
Oh, that was a driver, huh?
Yes, it is. It is. The car's a very fast car. I just have to, as I've been told by certain people, I just have to drive it.
Well, you drove it pretty good today, got onto the podium. There's one more week to get on the front of the podium. Meanwhile, Let's walk in front of Miss M. Great pictures. Be sure you check her out. Gordon, number 11. Car was that was a rocket ship again.
Yeah, this car is always fast when it comes out. I can't complain about this car ever. If we're slow, it's a minor adjustment. This thing's just fast. So I love the car. It's for sale. We're moving out of the division. So anybody wants a fast car, let us know.
Yeah, there's a song about that somewhere, I think. It's about a fast car. But congratulations. There's clearly no one's going to catch you for the championship.
Yeah, we just had to take the green tonight to sew it up. So that's good. I really couldn't do it without everybody that helps us every week. I mean, there's so many people that help us on this car, from one track to another. So I owe it all to them guys. We wouldn't be here every week. I owe it all my sponsors, my family, just everybody. Swansea Oil, the Off Ramps Band, Bill Phillips Designs, Hard Color Powder Coating, you fans, all these racetracks for letting us race. Just everybody makes this possible.
And go for number 12 next week.
We'll try for number 12.
There you go. Gordon Farnham, a winner again tonight in the mini stocks.
All right, as we clear mini stock victory lane, you hear the rolling thunder. This is our Nastra Modifieds. 40 laps is going to be the distance. And currently, your points leader, Tyler Leary in the 11X, has a 4-point lead over Ben Byrne in the 6 car. Starting from the pole tonight, out of Granby, Massachusetts, it's the Jeans Ford and Chevy sponsored 03 for Nate Wenzel. On the outside, number 2 in points, the Byrne Towing sponsored B. Gorey Fabrication for Ben Byrne. Next on the grid, in the 11X, Amherst Trucking, Pioneer Valley Karting 11X for Tyler Leary. We call him Superman in the 29 New Hampshire. Give it up for Aaron Fellows. Oldest guy, oldest crew, oldest car. In the Palmer Truck and Trailer sponsored 44, Brian Chapin. Next on the grid, the Swansea Oil sponsored 2X, that is Todd Patino. Your fastest pole time out of Sunapee, New Hampshire. Put your hands together. The 25 of Brian Roby. Also turning a great time, she calls Allstead, New Hampshire her home. Look at the pink underglow. The 5A, that's Alyssa Rivera. Out of the Apex stable in the 95, that is Corey Plummer. Next on the grid, former Pro 4 champ, Pro 4 modified competitor turned Crate Motor modified. That is the 60 for Andy Major. Out of Washington, New Hampshire, in the 25, the Jet Concrete sponsored modified. Give it up for Joel Belanger. Making his first start in a modified, you see him here weekly in a street stock. He's the extreme racer for sure. That is Keith Johnson in the 6 blue and green. In the Cirillo sponsored 7, Secord Market calls him home. That is Cole Littlewood doing double duty tonight. And the crafty veteran in the 1, give it up for Eric LeClaire. Set to go, 40 laps is the distance. Going to put some heat in the tires, heat in the engines, and get these modifieds ready to turn the high banks loose for 40 laps. Nate Wenzel, former young gun. This is what I talk about all the time. These are our stars of tomorrow. Now a rookie in our Nastra modified field. Okay, from race control, due to the little bit of coolness that's taken off, these modifieds are going to be given 3 hot laps. So we'll be right back to you. All right, pace truck is back out. Field to be called on to double up. Heat in the tires makes them grip. These slicks do not like being cold. It's like driving on ice with these folks. Nate Wenzel sitting in third in points as the rookie. David, I don't know, but I can tell you that 6 car and that 11X are going to challenge each other until championship night.
Well, I think it's going to come down to next week for sure, and that'll be championship race. It'll also be the Whitcomb Foundation 125. Right now, we're going green. Here they come, swinging to the outside. It's Ben Byrne, wheel to wheel with Nate Wenzel off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Here comes the 11X of Leary, diving down into the corner, moving into 5th to 44. Your leader will be Nate Wenzel, Ben Byrne, and Tyler Leary.
Points battle right there in the second spot. They are Nerf bar to Nerf bar, the 11 and the 6. Tyler Leary and Ben Byrne. Byrne on the outside, Leary to his inside, Brian Chapin. But look out, Dave, here comes the 25 of Brian Roby.
Roby is one of the cars that'll be an X factor here, as will Patnode, because they haven't been regulars all season, but they're going after it right now. Ben Byrne driving hard, but you've got the 44 Chapin. He's got 1 win this year, and he has been banged around in the last couple of races when he could have been a top 3 finisher. I don't think he's going to give up if he can get underneath Byrne, and that's what he's done now. Byrne's gone high, stuck on the outside, leading Wenzel. He's looking for his 2nd win. Leary wants to take over the point lead. Chapin moves up. Here comes Roby and Patnode, and they're bumping Byrne to the back.
Roby in the 25, hooked to the back bumper of the 44, Brian Chapin, but here comes the mixer in the 2X. Oh, contact between Byrne and Todd Patnode. They able to get it back together.
Whoa, let's hope no
moly.
tires there. A little bit over anxious on the part of the 6 car. Patnode doesn't take kindly to that kind of stuff, and he's going to run him down. Boy, that was a heartbeat away from a major wreck. And they're still going, and I'm sure they're feeling it. Meanwhile, Wenzel's on top. Leary 2nd, Chapin 3rd, Roby 4th, Byrne 5th, and Byrne's got more at stake than Patnode has, because right now he's 4 points out of the point lead. Behind him, Nate Wenzel is 40 points out of the point lead. He's got nothing at stake except maybe to move up a notch, and that probably won't happen.
Nate Wenzel's looking back behind him thinking, you guys keep rocking battle and do whatever you need. I'm just going to check out and get out of the way. Leary in 2nd spot, Brian Chapin and Brian Roby. Holy moly, the stern, the wick on the 3. The 3rd position because
Whoa, trouble on the 6. He is loose going into the corner. He gets banged into by Patnode, and Patnode's going to move him out of the way. Here they come again. Traffic ahead of them. Patnode moving him around a little bit. You don't mess with a veteran driver. the defending champion, I might point out, and the wannabe champion. They're
Coming
going to
through
be playing
lap
games
traffic.
back there. Let's keep an eye on them a little bit. They've got lap traffic in front of them, one of which is another Byrne car as they go by Keith Johnson in the 6. Pat Noden Byrne racing for 5th and 6th place right now. At this point, Byrne has lost 8 more points, actually 6 more points to Tyler Leary. Patnode now, Roby goes by Chapin. Something's problem with the 44. He is dragging and sparking pretty badly.
Sumping in a rear differential, David. It looks like it's come apart on the 44. Brian Chapin, tough break for him. He is still running as hard as he can, but that gave the advantage. Now Brian Roby is stalking Tyler Leary in the 11X.
Whoa, Byrne loose again in the turn, trying to go underneath the 44, who moves over. He's going in the pits. The 44 is out. That drops him off the board. Ben Byrne just picked up 2 more points to try to chase down Tyler Leary. He was 4 points back. He's 4 more points back. He's 8 points down. And Patno's just looking for a way to go around him. He's not trying really hard. Gives him a shot coming off the corner and goes inside. Patno down to the bottom. He's going to put Byrne back 1 more.
Byrne seems to be better on the top side than he does the bottom. Byrne still on the outside, challenging Pat Noden to 2X for that 4th spot. Byrne turning that wheel of that modified with a broken hand, putting every effort into it.
Patnode gets by him and moves into 4th place. Up front, no one's able to run down young Wenzel here. Roby is a patient driver. He will save the car till the end of the race, and we are in the second half of the event now. The cars that are trying to catch up are working lap traffic, and that's Patnode and Byrne. Here's Roby looking inside the 11. He just gave 2 points back to Ben Byrne by making that pass. Patnode trying to run to the top of the field right now.
Byrne still trying to get back to position. Would love to get to Leary, but not sure he's got enough laps to do it. Todd Patnode right in front of him at this point. But Brian Roby, that 25 car, is in second and now is cut Wenzel's lead by 3 car lengths and is coming.
So far, the fastest car on the track has been Patnode, under 13 seconds. The rest of the field's been running around 13.3 in the top 5 cars. So let's see what Patnode can do here. He's got the car turning as they come down the stripe.
Belanger in the 25 got loose right in front of the Nate Wenzel 03, and I think that helped Brian Roby because that lead is being pecked away at.
Young rookie got a first win back on August 6th. Wenzel looking for a second win here in September 10th. It's Wenzel, Roby, Leary, Patnode, and Ben Byrne. But Byrne's 2 positions behind Leary. That's 4 points. He could be 8 points out going into the championship race next week. And that'll be 125 laps, not a 40-lapper like this one. And that will be 40 laps. Let's make it 10 laps to go.
In our leader, Nate Wenzel is got a mirror full of the 25 of Brian Roby. Tyler Leary sits in 3rd. Todd Patnode, Ben Byrne, and then Superman Aaron Fallows in the 29. Corey Plummer off, pulling the 95 into the infield.
Lap 32, Wenzel working lap traffic. Roby working his way closer and closer as they get down to the last laps. Leary still 3rd, Patnode 4th, Byrne 5th. They look like they've settled in. Brian Roby, a patient driver. He's learned how to save the car to the very end of the race. He's now on Wenzel's bumper. Wenzel and Roby, traffic ahead. Lap car trying to pass lap car, and one's going high and one's going low. That means they've got to wait till they get straightened out. Look out. Lissa almost turned it around in front of the leaders. There are 5 to go when they cross the stripe this time.
Lap traffic almost gave Chris Horton a heart attack, our flagman. They were right there, leaders coming up on the lap traffic. And here now, Roby, now to the bumper again of Wenzel as they come into the front stretch. Not quite yet.
Well, Roby had closed in on Wenzel. Now Wenzel must have saved his car a little bit because he's pulling away as they come down here to complete lap 37. 3 laps to go. Roby is back on the Wenzel bumper. They're right up behind the 1. And look out. They both have to check up. Roby tries to go inside. No room. Even though the 1 drops low. 2 laps left. It's Roby and Wenzel. Everybody else is out of the picture. Roby and Wenzel. Roby closes up again down the backstretch. Waiting for the white flag. Here they come off of turn 4. 1 lap to go. Lap car going into the pits is Cole Littlewood. He drops out because he's got to go into the late model race. Here's Roby. Can he do it? Gives him a little tap, trying to push him out of the way. Doesn't work. Wenzel takes the win. Roby second. Leary third. Pat Node fourth. Fifth to Ben Byrne. Nate Wenzel gets his second win of the year. Roby pressures him all the way over the last 5 laps. Leary picks up 4 more points unofficial on Ben Byrne. Patnode came back to take over 4th. Byrne ends up in the 5 spot. Wow. 40 laps straight, no cautions, second time this month. Well, there's only been 2 races, but it's the second time this month. These guys have gone green to checker without a caution. Good, safe racing, although we could have had a wild crash there when the 2 and the 6 came together over in turn 4. But they all go around, congratulate young Nate Wenzel on his second win as a rookie in the modified division. He was pretty excited after the first win. Let's see how he feels after this win. Cole Littlewood dropped out with a lap to go because it wasn't going to change his position on the field. He drives back into the pits. He's going to have to jump out of 1 car and climb into a late model to get out here for the main event coming up. They don't have the lineup yet, but we'll see what that is when they come out onto the track. He may be really excited. Don't tear up the grass. Jeffrey will have a fit. But you get water stuff all over your tires now. It doesn't really matter.
All right, as Nate Wenzel finishes victory lap and heads to victory lane, Tyler Leary, 3rd spot, podium finish, increases your lead for the championship. It's definitely a better night than last night.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, we lost the lead at Stafford last night, but that's in the history books. We'll get that one back. But great run for my team tonight. We've been honestly struggling with this pretty bad through the hot summer months. So we had a decent piece tonight, and happy to finish 3rd up here. 2 great competitors. Congrats to Nate. Man, the Wenzels, they've been working really hard. Apex Racing, you know, those guys really deserve it. Congrats to Brian on a great run, and look forward to coming back here next Saturday night for the big Wickham race.
Wickham race and possibly a championship. What do you think?
I don't want to count my chickens too soon, you know. Just keep doing what we're doing and go out, put together a solid run. But those solid runs wouldn't be possible without my great crew. Bob from BFR Chassis, all my fans, supporters, family, friends, girlfriend, all my backing that I have behind me is just amazing.
Absolutely amazing run, Tyler Leary. Good job. Well, we seem to meet a lot in this little clique that we have here. Won the Wickham race at Hudson. Came here tonight. Are you studying? Because you are a studier for the race next Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole reason we came down here tonight. Just tried something a little bit different than we normally run here, so wanted to see how it worked. It really was pretty good. We didn't go quite far enough on the adjustment, but overall not bad at all. We had a pretty decent car, so that gives us a lot of information for next week. So that's why we're here. So certainly take the 2nd place. Good run. Congratulations to Nathan. It was fun running behind him there. I was loose. He was so it was a fun little battle. So, yeah, no, it was always good to finish up here on the podium, obviously, keep the car in one piece, be ready for next week.
Who helped you get it here, Brian?
I just got to thank the crew, everybody that helps me out week in, week out. Kaylee, Scott, and Tanner, and then obviously all the sponsors, everybody else that helps us out week to week. Boucher Acoustic, RHR Construction, Andy Speed Shop, Maurice Enterprises, Start Finish Motorsports, and anybody else I missed. So.
You won't miss him. Brian Roby in for second spot. Hey, handsome, you got to walk this way. Your fans want to talk to you this way so they can actually see you. Nate Wenzel, what do you think of that dynamite, kid?
I honestly can't believe it. I can't believe it. When I looked up at the scoreboard and I saw Ryan moved up to second and I knew he was going to run me down, I can't believe I held on the last 5 laps. I just can't believe the car was awesome. I lost my grandmother earlier this year, and this one's definitely for her.
This one's for you, Graham. Nate Wenzel, victory lane. Oh, wait a minute, Nate. You got to give the birthday girl some help here. Somebody's going to be $527 richer, Nate.
674-257.
Say it one more time, partner.
674-257.
You can pick your money up at the souvenir booth. We're ready to go late model race for the ring.
Hey, we're getting down to the race for the ring for the late models for the New Hampshire Short Track Racing Association. Quick reminder, lots going on tomorrow here at Monadnock. During the morning and leading up to the Mudslingers Mud Bog event, we have the annual Boy Scout Troop 18 car show and swap meet. Mud Bog at noon. If you want to, there's a big race going on over at Lee USA Raceway with the Rodfather Pro Stocks and a whole lot more going on. Randy's got to get up and go over there tomorrow, so he's going to be a tired boy. And I believe Hudson's got a whole bunch of stuff going on, too, including the Don Hayes Memorial, plus a whole lot of enduro kind of fun events without a whole lot of racing divisions. So if you want fun, go on to Hudson. And otherwise, you'll have to stay home and watch the Patriots. I think I'm going to go drink wine. Next week, 2 o'clock start time, final race of the season. That will be championship night. Highlighting it, the Whitcomb Foundation 125, the 5th race in the Whitcomb 5 Series. That will be the finale of the night. We will have an enduro that night, too, along with our regular divisions when we settle the championships in all the regular Saturday night divisions here at Monadnock. Now the late models roll onto the track, rolling out here for their 50-lap Battle of the Belt event.
Belt, Dave, is tomorrow with the street stocks at Lee USA Speedway. We're up for the race for the ring. We got to see whose finger does it fit on. I'm telling you, it could be anyone's race.
It could be. We know who are favored. The two guys leading the points right now, Ricky Bly and Ben Poland, are tied with 140 points apiece. In third place, Cole Littlewood. He's 16 points out of the championship. If the 28 of Ricky Bly and the 00 of Ben Poland have a bad night, and it's got to be really bad in this field of 16 cars, Cole Littlewood has an outside chance. I'd say the odds makers are not going to give him a big chance, but he has an outside chance of copping the championship. It will also count points toward the Monadnock championship. Right now, that's Cole Littlewood on top by 10 over his brother Justin. Ryan Courier sits in third place. Kevin Vaudrian and Nancy Muni are the top 5 point getters on the regular late model night. But this is special because it's double points in a sense for the regulars, because their points go toward their championship here at Monadnock, plus their championship toward the championship for the battle for the belt. For the belt championship is settled here tonight. So we'll have our drivers pull up here shortly so we can introduce them to you without them buzzing by and the motor's running really loud. Let's see how folks do. A few guys have joined the field that don't normally race with us. Obviously, the guys going for the belt points, including Craig Smith, Ricky Bly, and Ben Poland. They're all here. Some others conspicuous by their absence, because there's more to it than just the championship. You know, there's points and the honors that go down through the top 10.
We're going to get these gentlemen in position, gentlemen and lady, in position so we can give them a great send-off. Make sure when your favorite driver is introduced, you make some noise so they can hear you. Motors will be off. Get everybody in the spot. All right, as we get everyone in position, starting in the scratch position, he's no stranger, excuse me. Trying, Dave, it's been a long night, and I got a long day to go still.
Yeah, we know.
In the last spot, out of Gardner, Massachusetts, put your hands together in the 5M for Phil Meany.
Nice to have Phil here. Surprise driver for us in the number 7. Formerly the Leighton Lutz machine. Today the driver is Jeffrey Champagne from Westfield, Mass. He's in the 7, starting in the 15th position. Our 14th starter from Hinsdale, New Hampshire in the 70. That's Rocky Smith in the Demco Auto Body Racer.
This lady says that she may be in her last season. You can't let her do that, guys. In the 96 out of Harwington, Connecticut, Nancy Muni-Ruat.
Starting next to Nancy in the 8 New Hampshire from Ackworth, New Hampshire. We'll welcome back. Got here late. He'll do it the best he can in the Emerson Roofing machine. That's Ryan Bell.
Next on the grid out of Munson, Massachusetts in the 09. Like Dave said, Thunderstalker here. That's Dan Como.
Next to Dan, starting in the 10th starting position tonight. Drove all the way down from Windsor, Vermont, and ironically drives car number 10. This is Steve Bly.
In the 82 Mass out of Norton, Massachusetts, maybe looking to be the spoiler, that is Mark Hudson.
In the 8th starting position from Brattleboro, Vermont, he drives the 11NH, the Rick's Mobile Home Transport machine. That's Kevin Vaudrian.
Next to him, this is a Guy Karen car bought last week in the 19 out of Baltimore, Vermont. The Fine Line Homes, Rick's Mobile Home Transport for Cam Curtis.
Starting 6 on the grid, he is tied for the point lead in the race for the ring for the late models here in the New Hampshire Short Track Racing Association events. It's the 28 for Sunapee, New Hampshire's Ricky Bly.
Next to him in the 37 out of Orange, Massachusetts. Also battling for points in the championship here at the High Banks. Give it up for Justin Littlewood.
And starting in the 4th position, coming down from Newport, New Hampshire, trading his official's shirt for his racing uniform in car 23, that'll be Craig Smith.
In the 73 out of Orange, Massachusetts, your current point leader in the late model division, that is Cole Littlewood.
And starting on the front row in the 74W from Springfield, Vermont, the Brattleboro Ford entry for Matt Winter.
And on the pole for this 50-lap race for the ring out of Charleston, New Hampshire, give it up for the 00. That's Ben Poland.
And Ben Poland's the other driver who is fighting for this championship. It's going to be Ben Poland or Ricky Bly when this is all over with tonight, unless they have awful luck at the very beginning of the race. Then it's going to belong to Cole Littlewood. This should be fun to watch. The only way we're going to get to watch it is we can get them going. So all of us together with a count of 3, we'll count it down, and you all will tell them what to do in 3, 2, 1. Gentlemen and lady,
start your engines. All right, 50 laps is the distance. We're crowning our race for the ring champion. Who takes it away? Is it the radical one in the 28, Ricky Bly? Or is it your pole sitter, Ben Poland? Or does a sequence of events happen that changes it all up? 50 laps is going to tell us the truth here out to High Banks tonight.
Of course, in terms of points, they don't have to win the race. They simply have to finish. Well, they can't finish for a tie unless they come across the line. One or the other will end up as the champion. Whether they get a ton of points or they just have a 2-point differential, we won't know until it's all over with. Looks like we have to get Kevin Vaudrine a little kiss in the backside to get him moving there as everybody else pulls away from the start-finish line. 16 cars, as it turns out, lined up to go for it. 2 championships at stake in the sense that Cole Littlewood and Justin Littlewood are going for the Monadnock Championship. Ryan Courier, who's currently 3rd in points, is not here tonight. Kevin Vaudrine, currently 4th in points, may have a shot at bumping up a little bit. Not very likely, but he could. 3 hot laps once everybody gets themselves sequenced into their starting position. Then we'll get them lined up. Run 3 hot laps to build some heat into the tires, and then we'll turn them loose for 50 laps. Late model sportsman, race for the ring, New Hampshire Short Track Racing Association Championship.
All right, caution out on the Speedway. Our flagman, Chris Horton, the birthday boy, getting ready to send these gentlemen and lady off for 50 circuits here at the high banks of Monadnock Speedway. This is what we've been waiting for, David. We're going to crown a race for the ring winner.
Not even crown a champion. Here we go. We're going to cross him over now and get him set to go. Lights are out, and we will be going racing next time by. Ben Poland, Matt Winter, Cole Littlewood, Craig Smith, Justin Littlewood, Ricky Bly. Going to have to watch Ricky because he's going to have to fly through traffic to get even close to Ben Poland. 50 laps of racing ready to go. They're in the restart zone. Here they come. Green is out, and the race for the ring is underway.
Ben Poland, Cole Littlewood, but Matt Winter, look at him charge side by side with Poland for the top spot going into 3 and 4. Poland looks a little tight, comes out of there, the victor, lap 1.
Cool. Good run there. Winter staying on the outside. Poland takes him wide. Littlewood looks inside. Does he have room? Drops low. Poland comes across turn 4 to lead the second lap. Littlewood moves into third. Winter sitting back there in fourth. Justin Littlewood comes up to fifth. Sixth is a 23. Check that. Fifth is a 23 of Craig Smith, and the 19th of Cam Curtis goes in sixth spot. Bly has picked up 1 spot to 7th.
Ricky Bly mired in traffic, going to try to stay to the low side to get to Cam Curtis, see if he can work his way to the front. Craig Smith, he pins him up on the outside. Bly dives under Winter, looking to take over the 5th spot.
Bly looking low, a little loose, almost made contact with Winter. He's got Craig Smith on his bumper. He's worked into 5th place. Right now it's Ben Poland, Littlewood, and Smith, followed by Ricky Bly. He's got a long way to go to catch up. 5 laps out of 50 in the books now. Poland, I think, is going to have trouble with turns 4. He's coming off wide every time.
Hasn't quite got the 00 figured out in 3 and 4, but he's got him heat coming now. Cole Littlewood dives to the inside, coming on the front stretch. Not going to quite get it done, but he's going to be a menace coming into 1 and 2.
He's
looking
right.
for Poland to open the window.
Right there on his bumper. Looks inside. Poland drops low again. Littlewood's there just waiting. Let him know he can do it when he needs to. Poland's going to have to keep that car right down to the yellow line, or Littlewood's going to go by. And I might point out, Littlewood's one of the better drivers on the outside in this division. There's Poland. He's up too high. Here comes Littlewood to the inside. They drag race down into turn 1. Poland can't quite pull it off. Littlewood rides up the bank, takes over the lead, and here comes Justin.
Justin looking to follow his brother's coattails. He's going to take the 2nd spot away from Poland, and now comes Cam Curtis for the challenge. Curtis looking on the back bumper of the 00, but he's taking some heat from Bly in the 28.
Curtis, Poland again drives up the banking, and here comes Cam Curtis. Curtis and Bly into the back of Poland, pushes him out of the way, going up the banking, takes over the lead. Right now, he could be the champion. And right there is Smith on their bumper.
Ricky Bly dove to the inside of Poland, did a little contact, slid him up, and now sits in 4th. Cam Curtis in that new number 19, the Karen prepared car. He definitely knows how to make a car work here at the High Banks.
Meanwhile, Poland gets bumped back another spot as Craig Smith moves back into 5th place. Up front, the Littlewood brothers lead the charge. Cam Curtis in that brand new car to him, driving in 3rd. Ricky Bly 4th. 5th now is Craig Smith. 6th is Poland. 7th is Ryan Bell. 8th is Winter. 9th is Vodrin. And 10th at the moment is Mark Hudson.
Looking solid, Cole Littlewood trying to save the car. 50 laps is the distance. He's not going to get mired. He's got lap traffic. Rocky Smith and Champagne that he's coming up on. Both staying to the inside, being shown by our flag brand, Chris Horton. Get out of the leader's lead. Here they come. Now Justin sets his sights on his brother, but Cam Curtis and Ricky Bly are nose to tail.
Right now, Littlewood is driving away from his brother. Cam Curtis about equal distance back from Littlewood, with lap traffic becoming a factor already. Ricky Bly has a two-position advantage on Ben Poland right now. 2 positions is 6 points. We're going to make a difference here. Long way to go. Working lap 20 out of 50. A lot can happen in the meantime. The guys up front got to maintain it. The guys in the back of the field are going to have to pace themselves to try to charge toward the front and work around lap traffic.
Ben Poland side by side with lap traffic of Ricky Bly, or excuse me, Rocky Smith into 70, now clears them, looks to the back of Champagne. He'd love to tighten up and get up to the back bumper of Bly, but a caution's going to have to come out for him to be able to do that as Littlewood, Cam Curtis, and now Bly making the challenge to the back bumper of the 19.
Closing in on the 19 of Cam Curtis, but not able to make a pass with the lap traffic in between. Working their way around Nancy Muni. They'll have Phil Meany next to go by. Meanwhile, Littlewood has clear sailing. Littlewood in the clear. Cam Curtis goes around Phil Meany to move into third. Spinner down here in turn 2, and the caution does come out. And the spinner is Rocky Smith.
Smith into Demco Auto Body sponsored 70 late model spins off of turn number 2. And that may be just what some of these competitors were waiting for. You've got Cole Littlewood, victorious here multiple times this year. Justin, his brother, the same way. Cam Curtis, a former victor here, would love to be the upset for sure. But Ricky Bly, with multiple wins at the Claremont Motorsports Park and at Lee USA Speedway, and then Craig Smith got his first victory earlier this season at the Claremont Motorsports Park. He's still there for the challenge, but there's Ben Poland sitting there as well.
Craig Smith, several years out of victory lane here on the high banks. Ben Poland has been near the pole, has never won. And this season, at least, Ricky Bly has not been in victory lane in the late model sportsman division. I don't think, in fact, he ever has been in victory lane here on the high banks. There was a season when Aaron Fellows was the champion when he was in victory lane for about every race except 2. And Aaron has now moved into the modified ranks to see how that's going. But right now, as you can see, we have to line everybody up. All right, somebody, one of our race teams that's done with a black Dodge truck and trailer with a number 21, you're blocking the emergency exit from the grandstand area. If you could please move that rig right now, so if we need to get in and out of this area, we can do it. That would be really helpful. Certainly plenty of room there out behind the turn 4 grandstands, but please move that right away. Meanwhile, we got to get everybody lined up here again. Rocky Smith has not returned to the racetrack. He may have gone in to change a tire, which is why he's getting his courtesy laps. Okay, Rocky's got something dragging, and he was black flag. As a result, if he can get back out in time, that's fine. If he doesn't, he doesn't. His racing partners way down in the back of the pits, we're doubling them up. So any courtesy laps he might have earned are no longer in the bank. That withdrawal has been made, and we are ready to go racing next time they come around. Everybody buttoned up. The Littlewood brothers. This is a break for Cam Curtis, who's going to be starting the inside of row 2. He could bring Craig Smith with him. They could leave Ricky Bly and Ben Poland sitting up on the high side behind Justin Littlewood.
And you can't ever count out Ryan Bell. This is he's got a couple of different cars he's worked here this season. That's an outlaw-style car for his sportsman. He's had good success with it. He's come from the back multiple times. So Bell could be a contender in this before long as well. Cole Littlewood will lead him to the stripe. And Justin is outside. Cam Curtis, Ricky Bly. We're back under green. Cole sideways coming on the restart.
Littlewood takes him down into turn one. The Littlewood brothers are roadblocked down the backstretch. Here comes Cam Curtis still in third place. Ricky Bly up on the outside. Poland has lost 2 spots as they come down across the stripe. It's Cole, Justin, and Cam.
Cam Curtis and Ricky Bly, the 19 and the 28, battling for third spot. Ricky Bly wants the win in the worst way here. Matt Winter a spin out of turn number 2. Hopefully he'll stay off the racing surface so it doesn't bring out the caution.
He's not moving. That will bring out a second caution.
All right, David, we've made it halfway. We're at lap 25. Caution out for Matt Winter in the 74. Cole Littlewood, scary there for a moment. Must have spun his tires on the restart. Thought brother Justin was going to get him on the outside, but he almost opened the door for Cam Curtis and Ricky Bly to get to the front.
Right here at the halfway point of the race, this is 50 laps. We've got 25 in the books. And at the halfway mark, the leader was the 73 of Cole Littlewood with Justin Littlewood, Cam Curtis, Ricky Bly, and Craig Smith. That will be open for change when we go back to green here. The 74 has rejoined the back of the field. Rookie, really a rookie. Matt Winter raced last year, but this year he said he had a new car, has run better, was pretty competitive in his qualifier for a while. Wants to race a lot of different places to learn about how the car works and how the tracks are. We'll find out how everything works here in a minute. We've got a bunch of drivers that need to catch the pack as the Littlewood brothers bring them back around to restart lap 26. Who's going to make the big move behind them? Here they come into the restart zone. Green is out. We're on our way. Going wide is Justin Littlewood to keep everyone behind him. Cole takes the lead down to off turn 4. Check that turn 2. Then Justin drops down at contact by Cam Curtis, moves him out of the way. At the line, it's Curtis second.
Oh, Ricky Bly, all kinds of contact there coming out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Now to the back bumper of Justin Littlewood, but Cam Curtis is taken over in the 19, the number 2 spot.
Leader is Littlewood. Cam Curtis second. Justin Littlewood way high off of turn 2. And Ricky Bly looks down low. Here he comes. Bly takes Justin and moves into third place. Ricky Bly third. Smith, then it's Littlewood, Smith, and Bell. Whoa, contact back there. Here comes Craig Smith diving into the corner. Still at it. Now it's becoming the Littlewood runaway with Cam Curtis and Ricky Bly now up to third. Smith fourth, Justin Littlewood fifth, Ricky Bell sixth, Poland seventh. Eighth is Steve Bly, ninth Bodrin, and 10th Mark Hudson.
Cole Littlewood looking to escape from Cam Curtis, but Curtis looking to tighten that up. Got about a 3.5, 4 car length lead on him right now. Curtis about 4 lengths between him and Ricky Bly. But right now, Craig Smith is all kinds of feeling the heat in the 23 car from the 37. Ryan Bell off the pace, up out of turn number 4.
Bell made contact a couple laps ago on the backstretch, and that may have been a tire down or a motor problem. He's off the track as we complete 33 laps out of 50, 17 to go. And it's becoming a Littlewood runaway with Cam Curtis giving chase. Again, the 74 has spun coming off turn 4, waiting for him to refire. They're telling him to refire, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And the caution is out again. And then he refires and joins the field. What's he going to do? Put him to the rear? And right in front of the leader on top of that.
I know he's trying, and he's a great guy, but man, you just got to pay attention. Almost cut the leader right off, Cole Littlewood in the 73, as Winter pulled back up onto the racing surface. Cole Littlewood, Cam Curtis, Ricky Bly. David, Ricky did not look like the handling was working on the 28. He was giving up almost to get Craig Smith in the 23 to him. Justin Littlewood, Ben Poland, Steve Bly, Kevin Vodrin, Mark Hudson, Dan Como, Phil Meany, Mr. Champagne, and Nancy Muni. They're all hanging it out. We got 34 in the books. Can we get the distance of 50 in?
We will get 50 in. It's a matter of whether we can go green from here on out. A little contact is enough to upset these cars. Cole Littlewood has won the last 5 events here. Ryan Courier won before that. Justin Littlewood had 3 before that. Cole had the previous 3. Jared Curtis not with us, and Ryan Courier. So looking back, it's been the Littlewoods dominating this year. Justin having his troubles with this event with some other cars that he's normally not running against. Cole Littlewood will bring him down. He's got Cam Curtis on the outside, Ricky Bly in his back bumper, and Craig Smith sitting in 4th. They're in the restart zone. The green is out there, back at it, drifting off the corner. Contact as Littlewood slipped out. That set Curtis back, and here comes Ricky Bly sliding to the infield. Steve Bly, and he comes to a stop to bring out a caution. And so that lap will, in fact, not count.
That gives them the chance to try that restart again. Boy, Cole Littlewood, Cam Curtis, that was an all kinds of out for the run. Cole looking to set the pace. Man, he was almost sideways, wheels spinning, trying to get that car to come out of the chute to restart this.
So Steve Bly will hustle to get back to the back of the pack now. That's one less car. He doesn't get his spot back, although it appears as though he will come in behind the lapped cars, of which there are several. Meanwhile, the field's getting lined up. He's going to have to hustle to catch up with the back of the field. Here they come. Now they're ready to go. Looking into turn 3, coming into turn 4. Restart zone. Green is out. This time Littlewood gets off the line in good shape. Curtis is on the outside as they go into turn 1. It's Littlewood. Curtis looks inside for a pass. Here comes Ricky Bly. Justin Littlewood back up to 4th place. Smith kicked back to 5th. Your leader is Littlewood.
Ben Poland in the 00, your other leader in the points, now sits in 7th spot. He looked like a car was coming back to life. He's now on the back bumper of the 11 of Kevin Vodrin. Can he get by him as they come into turns 1 and 2?
Poland's going to have to turn the wick up big time. He's got 2nd in the championship all sewed up anyway. He does make that pass on Thig. And the 11 banged into him and almost went off the track. Up front, Curtis putting some pressure on Littlewood here with 12 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Littlewood, Curtis, Ricky Bly, Littlewood, and Smith. Then Poland has moved it by himself up to 6th place.
The Radical One, Ricky Bly, sits there in 3rd. He is currently going to make that race for the ring work. Trying to get a little bit more advantage coming up on the 19. He's never, David, I don't think, won here at the High Banks. He'd love to get that monkey off his back for sure.
Well, we just completed 40. Look out, trouble again. It's Steve Bly sliding off the track another time and rolling back to stop. And they do bring out the caution for Bly. An old trick. So Bly has caused 2 cautions. Winter has caused 2 cautions. That is our 5th caution of the race. On lap 41.
Littlewood leads Cam Curtis. Ricky Bly, Justin Littlewood back up into the 4th spot. Craig Smith, our race director at Hudson and multi-talented official here and at Claremont, doing different duty, loves to get back behind the wheel of that 23 car. Does such a great job. Craig is a man of few words if you're trying to have a conversation with him. Cole Littlewood, going to try to get these guys back in the spot. Matt Winter has returned to competition after being down several laps.
7 went into the pits. Champagne is back out as well. So right now you've got Littlewood and Curtis lined up together again. Whipple and Littlewood lined up together. Smith and Poland. Then Dan Como just running a steady race there in 7th spot. Vaudreuil in 8th. Everybody jams up. Now they get on the gas as they come into the restart zone. Back to green again. This time Littlewood gets a good jump on Cam Curtis and takes him down into turn 1. Curtis gets up too high. Ricky Bly, Curtis, they all check up. And Ricky Bly will get back on the gas, but not before Littlewood gets a runaway. Bly, 2nd. Curtis, 3rd. 4th belongs to Smith. No, Smith moves into 3rd.
And Ben Poland trying to work the inside groove. He's loved to be able to challenge up here with Bly in the 28. But no, Stephen Bly around in turn number 3 out of 4 onto the infield right at the racing surface.
And he's going to try one more time to pull a yellow. 3 cautions. I'd send him to the pits myself, but I'm not the race director, so I'll just keep my mouth shut, except up here. 6th caution, 3 of them caused by the 10.
You've been seeing a little of this stuff in just the 2 or 3 years that you've been doing this,
just 2 or
David.
3, yeah.
Oh, the black flag has been waved for the 10. He will be sent off the racing surface. Apparently didn't like that, so Chris Horton's going to get a little closer to the track this time. Maybe he wasn't able to see it, Dave.
Well, it was black.
Lighting here at the Monadnock High Banks is pretty intense, I think.
So he's given a salute to the starter and to the race director up here, but the race would still be going if it were not for the cautions. All right, so that's Steve Bly out for the night for causing 3 cautions. Now we got to get the lineup squared away again. Cam Curtis was doing really well, and then he got shuffled to the outside, and all of a sudden he's back here fighting with Poland and Justin Littlewood for 5th place, or 4th place, depending upon how far ahead you want to go. Now we've got it squared away. Littlewood is in 5th. Curtis is all of a sudden back to 6th. 7th, the 11 of Vaudreuil and Danny Como. Matt Winter, I believe, is a couple laps off the pace after going into the pits. Mark Hudson is a lap down, as is the 7 and Julie, the 96. 42 in the books, restarting lap 43, another try. 7 to go when we get going green.
Cole Littlewood looking to set the pace. Ricky Bly is outside. Craig Smith, Ben Poland, Justin Littlewood, and Cam Curtis. Oh! Off to the races goes Cole Littlewood. Oh, the 7 of Champagne. The 74 and Nancy Muni. Nancy did a good job staying out of that mess.
She is, and finally recovering. But the 7, first time he's raced Monadnock. Caution number 7. And Jeff Champagne now knows what turn 4 is like when you've got the field charging at you. Don't know if he's able to drive the car all the way there or not. There was a lot of smoke. I don't see any fluid. May have made some contact with somebody or from the wall. There are guys who want to get to the front, and if you're in the way, they will do what they can to get you there. And there is a piece of race car
Looks like the piece from the 7, David. It's a Precious Perp.
Yep, front bumper.
Yeah.
And a rear bumper. And into the pits as they take pieces of race car off both ends of the track.
Definitely leaving his mark here on the high banks.
Well, it's a Leighton Lutz car, unless it's been sold and we don't know it. Leighton ran this a week ago after having registered that number at the beginning of the season and worked on it all year, working around family business. Infield crew still working up there in turn 4, make sure everything is cleaned up, because that's where everybody wants to enter the turn. Where the pace truck is not where you want to be. About where the 73 is where you always want to be coming off the corner. Even a little lower if you can keep the car to sticking down there. I think pretty much anybody out there is got a little bit of a ding or a dang. And it looks like Matt Winter's car's folded up the front just a little bit. The hood is a little bit out of configuration. Meanwhile, it's the essentially the top 6 cars fighting for the finish here. You got the 73, Ricky Bly driving that car as hard as he can to get the win. Ben Poland just sitting a position behind him. Right now they were tied until this race is over for the race for the ring championship for the New Hampshire Short Track Racing Association. They're going back at it one more time here. See if they can take this 8 laps to the conclusion of this 50-lap event. Down the backstretch they roll. It's Cole Littlewood. On the inside, Ricky Bly as they hit the restart zone. Green flies. Here they come. It's not going to be a good start. Not going to be a good start. Bly jumped it. The Littlewoods hold back. Poland's charging up. They've been told it's a lazy green.
Green flag never waved.
Leader sets the pace. Bly gets a warning as Littlewood will run up to join the front of the field again where he was. Bly a little over anxious to get to the start there because he knows Poland is right on his bumper.
Little counseling session going on from race control. Getting everybody to be mannerful and polite, because we know that's what races are. Cole Littlewood going to set the pace again. Try not to get a jump from Ricky Bly in a 28. Craig Smith in a 23. And to that is outside. Ben Poland will be putting the Draft King Special to the back bumper of the 28, David.
Here they come, looking for the green as they roll into turn 3. Littlewood sets a pace. Now he moves and bounces off the side of the 28 and takes off. A 28. Wasn't expecting that, but that set the tone for the rest of this. Here comes Craig Smith. He looks inside the 28, runs him up the banking. The 37 goes up with a broken front end. They get a lap completed? No, they don't. Man, they just cannot get this race underway here.
Contact
lap
with
44.
a 37 does extreme damage to that right front window net. Justin's trying to signal to the wrecker crew to let's go, get me back in. Get to me, get me back in. It may be just something slight. Hopefully it's just a tire, but man, he tailored off.
Well, the wrecker crew is among the missing at the moment. One official trying to get over the check. They finally show up. What are they going to need to do? Does he need a tow? Does he need a push? He's shaking a finger at somebody who was a little overly aggressive, I think.
I think it's Ben Poland. He had some conversations as they went by. He clapped and applauded him.
Was that a clap and an applaud?
Sort of. He's got the crowd going wild, David, in 3 and 4 for sure.
And he's going to have to get back in his car because you ride your car in.
Tough break for Justin. Looks like he's got damage sustained that they may not be able to just do a quick pit road run and get him back in.
It's important because Justin and Craig Smith were only about 14 points apart in the race for the ring. And Justin was up the 14 points ahead of Craig. He may not be far enough out of the picture to lose that spot, but Craig is having a pretty good run here, sitting in second unofficially, with Ricky back in third, which means that Ricky will be starting on the inside of row 3 this time rather than the outside of row 1, and Ben Poland will be on the outside with him.
Ricky definitely seems to be hooked up better to the inside than he is the outside. You said it before, David. Cole seems to be able to always run the outside well. Craig Smith, what a great job in the 23, running there in the second spot. Not sure he got there before caution came out yet. We'll have to see what race control has to say about that. Our crew for A+ Towing getting the 37 hooked up. We'll send him to pit road. See if he has another conversation as Poland and those guys go by. Tough break for Justin. Definitely a great competitor. Lots of fans here at the High Banks. He'll definitely be back to battle if that car can battle.
Looks like right front damage, maybe more than just a flat tire. Hard to tell from way up here, but pretty likely, and not something you can fix with 2 courtesy laps. And a piece of Nerf bar.
Flagman can never stop being an infield guy.
Well, that's where he got his start. Actually started off, and I recall, in the concessions.
Yes, sir.
So,
what a great young man. Really loves this place. Has a real fondness for the High Banks.
All right, let's see if he's going to have a fondness for the guys and the way they drive. Winter's been in and out, got the hood off the car, so that crumpled stuff is not there. He's ready to race, even though no one else is going that fast yet. Here they come. Winter wants to go, so does Littlewood. He's got the gas, he's got to go. Makes that car very wide. No one can go by him. We are under green again. Trouble in turn 2. We've got the 19, the 96. The 0 keeps going. Man, these guys, the only one in the picture, Nancy Muni, was an innocent victim. That's caution number 9. We did great the first half of the race, and they're going crazy in the second half. I would start them single file from here on out because they can't race nice.
Can't race nice. The analogy is Cole Littlewood wants it. Craig Smith would love to take it away. Ricky Bly looking to take the race for the ring, but Ben Poland's right breathing on his back bumper. Kevin Vodrin and then Mark Hudson. Cam Curtis was having a great run in the 19. Slid out of the way to get contact in turns 1 and 2.
And Trevor's picking up more pieces of race car over there.
Got debris everywhere here.
Maybe off the 11 because it's red. And I think the 74 is out, so it can't be his unless he got into that and
well, maybe he took more than a hood off, Dave. Now he's taking fenders and that. Maybe he's trying to go modified racing instead. Nancy looks like she's got refired here. Got the throttle response back. She'll turn it around over the Monadnock Speedway victory lane area. Such a great lady to talk to, David. We get the pleasure of talking with Nancy down in the pits every week when she's here. She says, I don't know what else I'd do on a Saturday night if I couldn't come here and race, but she's really contemplating this being her last season. So if you're a fan and you want her to continue, give her a little shot or two, get her confidence back, because she'd really like to stay with us, I think.
She'd love to have one more podium finish, I think, before her career's over. She's had some wins and some podium finishes over the years since she came up here in '99 in a super stock division. After racing trucks for a while at Riverside Park, and then jumped up to late models. Her husband, Ray, gave up racing to work on her car. Still keeping things strung out here. Trying to get Cam Curtis to get behind the 09 of Dan Como. I think he got the word. Both he and his spotter need to listen to that. Cam had a good run going until he got tangled up a couple times, and then having a little trouble getting fuel to it. All right, single file restart is a word from race control. Let's see if they can get through this without beating and banging on each other quite so badly. Everybody should have a radio that's working. If they don't, their spotters do. They can all hear what's coming out of race control. We are going to try to get 7 laps in the books here and wrap up this race for the ring. Ricky Bly right now has a 2-point advantage on Ben Poland. If they finish the way they are now, here they come. The 11 wants to go fast, but the 73 leads them off the corner. Littlewood, Smith, Ricky Bly a little slow off the corner.
Poland looking to get to Ricky Bly. The 00s come to life, going after the back bumper of the 28. And here comes the challenge. Something's wrong with Bly. He just bottomed out in turn number 2. None of you have contact or something happened, but not something going well for the 28. He's falling off the pace.
He's not staying up with the leaders, but he is trying to stay ahead of Poland. That's all that matters right now. He's slowing up in the corner to get Poland to slow up. Meanwhile, we're going down with 4 laps to go. You've got Littlewood and Smith going to the top. Bly and Poland, this is the one to watch, not the winners. The battle right now is a 28 and a 0-0. The 0-0 couldn't get into corner. 28 is giving him a brake job. That's what's happening. We're getting down here, bottoming out again in the corner. Your leader is the 73. The battle is the 28 and the 00. And here they come. And the 11 makes contact with him.
In 2 turns, 1 and 2. Something does not look right on the 28. But here comes the white flag out for Cole Littlewood. Now Poland looking to pounce on the 28 of Ricky Bly. Ricky able to fend him off. Contact out of 1 and 2. Here comes your winner, Cole Littlewood. Craig Smith in the 23. Ricky Bly will take the 3rd spot. Ben Poland, Kim Curtis, and Kevin Vodrin. Wow, we put 50 in the books the hard way. Ricky Bly, the radical one in the 28, will be your champion in the late model sportsman race for the ring. Remember, folks, as you make your way out of the Speedway tonight, Dave Sutherland's making his way to Victory Lane to talk to these folks. We start to next week at 2 o'clock. We have a full schedule of racing ahead for our championship ending night here at the High Banks as Ricky Bly wins the race for the ring.
Well, and we have a little bit more going on the other side of the racetrack. Smokey and the Bandits going at it. You don't have to win the race to win the championship, and Ricky Bly rolls into victory lane after having brought the race to the ring and the championship. Craig Smith is out to congratulate him. Well, Craig, everybody else is busy winning championships, so you just took off your official shirt and got in here and had a really nice finish here. It was a wild night.
Yeah, what a wild night. My first podium here in like 5 years. It feels pretty good. Just got to thank Davis Chassis Works, Rue 103 Auto, RB Racing, T&M Merrill Trucking, Guile Family Haircuts, Bates Construction. A little short staff tonight, but a good run. Second place run. Pretty damn happy about it.
Really look good. Craig Smith doing a great job. Well, let's see. Who do we get to first? We have the race winner. So let's, he's got 8 wins so far in the season. And here he comes, your race winner, Cole Littlewood. Getting a hug from the fam. And some other hugs from the fam. Boy, you guys had a wild night out there. You had to get it out front, keep it there.
Yeah, man, that was a long race. I think I was starting running out of gas coming off turn 4. It was 2 or 3 to go, and Craig was there. I was getting pretty nervous, but I'm glad I made it to the end. And I get to do a burnout. I saw Ricky doing it. I figured I'd try. I'd never done one before, so hopefully everyone liked that. I'm glad to win number 9 this year. I'm glad to win a ring race finally. Didn't win the championship, but like I told you earlier, I just could do the best I can do, and however they pan out, they pan out. So I'm glad to at least win the race.
He won the race.
And thank you to Lundgren Honda, Buffum's Auto Parts, Shoe Fly Graphics, Milford Stone Company, and Scotty Becks at Becks Automotive, my girlfriend Michaela, and just my whole family and the whole crew that helps me get here.
There you go. Cole Littlewood wins the race. But now, let's find out, because the big thing here was the race for the ring. That's what matters. And we know he can win the race for the ring. We also know that he can definitely do a smoke show. Ricky Bly.
It's busted. The last 10 laps.
Well, we saw something sparking there, and we couldn't tell if you were just trying to slow up to keep Ben behind you or whether the car was just crapping out on you.
Oh, no, we wanted that win. That win was right there. I mean, I know Cole was there. I mean, he's class act. The kid can wheel this place so freaking good. But the last 10 laps, I'm like, oh, it's broken. And all these cautions keep coming out. I'm like, oh, my God, oh, this is not good. And then I see Poland behind me, and Mike's just like, keep him in your mirror, keep him in your mirror. He cannot get to the outside of you. Keep him on the stay on the bottom. The last 10 laps were like the most hardest I've driven all year.
So you really had to work for this one.
That one was worked. I mean, I asked my mom, 10 to go, I said, I hope if anything you're there for me.
Yeah, well, I guess she was, and boy, I'm glad to see you get here down here. The race for the ring, I guess they got to fit you for it now, huh?
Oh, yes, because I don't think the little one's going to fit.
Congratulations to New Hampshire Short Track Racing Association champion late model sportsman race for the ring, Ricky Bly.
I got to thank someone. I got to thank, without this guy right here, I don't come here. I mean, he helps me out day in and day out with everything and anything. He's got my back every time. He's there for me, for everything. I mean, Mike Murphy, class act, buddy. Love you.
There you go. You're champ. Hey. All right. Great night, folks. See you here tomorrow for the car show or the mud bog. Randy, you'll see you over at Lee tomorrow afternoon. Have a great weekend.